It's time for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, yo, yo. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another week of Big D Energy. Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule. That guy is my friend. He's my pal, my buddy, my friend, Sean Belesian.
Aren't the smiles a little brighter, like on a Monday?
This run, this weekend, Sean,
Unbelievable.
is absolutely unbelievable. We got KG in the house. What's really good?
You're almost buddy. We almost buddies, you know.
How close? How much good and how much good are we? If you had to ratio it.
We're about 80% good, about 20% good.
All right, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Speaking of somebody who's only 20% good, Spencer Raxter here in the building.
Hello.
Were you about 20% good yesterday?
I was less than 20% good. Yeah, it was a rough night, long night, but we made it out.
We here.
Getting the roof done at the house.
Yeah.
They started at like 6:30 this morning. I was about to go throw bricks at them. Like, you know, I finally could get some sleep. Like, leave me alone, but we're good.
All right, there it is. How was the paddle bar, by the way?
It was fun. It was fun. Yeah, that's why I was not good. Good.
Not gonna matter.
Do you recommend it, though? We
Yes.
had quite the conversation, so really recommend it?
It was fun. Yeah, I would recommend it. You know, they drop you off at a couple bars. They move you around from place to place. Yeah, I would recommend it. It was fun.
Did you have to pedal a lot?
No, you don't even have to pedal.
Perfect.
Yeah. He tells you to, like, when they stop, like, at a red light, and then it gets going, he's like, all right, everybody pedal, but
There wasn't nobody.
you don't have to.
Perfect for me. As the guy in the middle of the canoes tied together, perfect for me all the time. Obviously, a huge Detroit sports weekend. Jump into the Woodward Sports Chat. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, like tens of thousands of you have already, and get in. Big shout out to everybody. Shout out Hey Social, Soroki's, New Holland yesterday, Sean Belesian and I on the pregame show, which, by the way, Sean, because everybody came at me on Twitter about picking the Texans over the Vikings with no mention of the Colts over the Bears or no mention of the breakdown of the Lions game.
They never remember.
Remember, Sean, yesterday when we talked about third down? And remember how I brought up the fact, I said the Arizona Cardinals are converting third downs at a 58% clip. Number one in the NFL. Not sustainable. Not sustainable. Fast forward, they're 1 for 9. That's a wrap. But, Sean, again, and there's tons of stuff to get into. We are going to get to the Tigers because you have to. They are in the playoffs right now. They are in. They control their destiny. 6 wins. No matter what happens, they're in. That's their magic. They have a magic number for the playoffs, everybody. It is why they get every hit. They get the bases can be loaded, nobody out. They get out of it. They hit line drives off our pitchers. They go right to the shortstop. They throw them out at first. Parker Meadows is robbing home runs. This is, they get everyone around them loses that's supposed to lose. I have never seen a run like this before in sport.
There's nothing that compares. I'm serious. There's nothing that some absolute bum loser you've never heard of is hitting 3 home runs in Boston with 8 RBI. Everything's coming together. It's amazing. It really is. And how sustainable is it long term? I don't know. Just sit back and enjoy what's going on right now.
This is it. Like, as a sports fan, this is the definition of a free roll. You know what I'm saying?
It's been too long. I mean, they haven't won a playoff game since 2013. Haven't been to the playoffs in 10 years. Let's see what happens. Whatever. That's where it's at right now. If you can't enjoy it, man, that's your fault.
No, absolutely. And we'll touch on it a little bit later on in the show. Woodward Sports Chat thread, jump into there. Sandy Dorton says, what a wonderful weekend for Detroit sports. Hope everybody enjoyed it. John Hughes, what up, though, my guys? What up, though? Good to have you with us as well. But it starts with the Lions game yesterday, Sean. And it's weird. Key Ozzie, let's give A.J. Hinch some credit. Key, this is the A.J. Hinch zone right here.
Yeah.
Even when some other people at this network wanted him fired,
I tried to talk him off the ledge.
I know, but hey, we're not here to do that. Sean, here's the deal. It was wild because I did the second quarter of the watch party, and shout out everyone that watched the watch party. We were missing somebody, but I digress. But anyway, it was weird. It was a weird dynamic, Sean. And this is why I'm glad you're here today, because I want to run this by you. Either it's me, to quote Joe Pesci, maybe it's me, maybe I'm a little effed up. I don't know. Sean, there were people in the chat talking about, I'm so nervous, I can't. Sean, I had never felt nervous about that game. They were never not in control. Never, Sean. They owned that football game. That was a classic rock solid NFL road win.
I had the exact same feeling. I never felt like. Do you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of that span at the start of last year where the Lions didn't have their A game and they just kept winning. Remember? And everybody was talking about, we haven't seen their best football yet. And they just kept winning. This is what good football teams do. This is what the Kansas City Chiefs did last night. That wasn't their A game. That wasn't the A game from Patrick Mahomes. But they find a way to win. It's making the big play on defense, taking advantage of one of the worst fourth down calls I've ever seen, for the record, but that's a story for a different day. That's what good teams do. And yesterday on the pregame show, one of the words of the day, it was like Sesame Street, right? Today, the word of the day is contain. They contained Kyler Murray, right? Don't let Kyler Murray out there to do Kyler Murray things, all right? He's a dangerous quarterback. I think there's a little too much slander on his name, one man's personal opinion. Don't let him do Kyler Murray things. And the Lions contained, and what was it, like 45 yards rushing, 210 yards passing?
Yep.
That's cool with me. Contain. It's a thing. It was real, and the Lions come away with the victory.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Detroit Dabber 313. Keyworth was electric yesterday. They won on national TV over Lou City, so shout out to them as well. Over 6,000 in attendance there.
Wow.
It was on and popping, as it always is. But yeah, we'll get into the college football stuff maybe a little bit later. This is going to be I wish we had 4 hours today.
Right.
I wish we had 4 hours today, but we don't, so we'll do our best. But Sean, no, getting back to the Lions thing, no. Like, for me, that was domination. You hold a team in the NFL 1 of 9 on third down. 1 of 9. Mm-hmm. Your defense balled out, and they took them apart. They systematically. At no point did I fear Arizona was going to do anything offensively. I know a lot of people were holding their breath every time Kyler would, because it was always 3rd and 8, always 3rd and 7. He'd run around, spin out of the pocket, toss it down the field looking for Marvin Harrison, and either he was contained by Terrion Arnold, Kyler would miss the throw. I never felt worry or stress or anything like that. Not one time, not once.
The obligatory third quarter struggles started, which are still amazing to me, how the Lions just seemingly can't do anything in the third quarter.
Yeah, I wanted to run that by you. I'm going to mark that down.
But, okay, they were up 10 points the whole time.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Okay, yeah, it sucks. All right, tack on a field goal just for good measure. Go up 13. It didn't happen, but they stayed up by 10.
Yeah.
Like the entire time. And, it wasn't until late that the Cardinals got that touchdown. When it was 2013, you're like, all right, I've seen this script before. Now the Lions are going to make a play, and they're going to find a way to put this away. And that's exactly it. But at the end of the day, Neil, I'm with you. It was a 10-point lead, like almost the entire second half.
Full control.
Okay.
Double digits at the half on the road.
I'm fine. That's cool. That's a good team. I honestly, I think the Cardinals are a good team. We talked about it yesterday. I don't think this is the Cardinals of yesteryear or anything like that. It's a good road win. There's nothing to apologize for. Again, is there a next level for this offense? Absolutely. And it would be in our best interest to get to that next level sooner rather than later. Maybe it shows up. I think you brought up a point. I'm one of those guys. I live in a perpetual state of fear of the Seahawks. And I know that Cheat Carroll's gone and everything, but I saw the Seahawks do too many weird things to win football games over the course of a couple of years against the Lions. So, yeah, it would be in there. Let's get it going. Let's fire it up. But in the meantime, you take a win like yesterday all day. There's nothing to I don't know. You won out in the desert, man. Like, come on, you're up 10 points the second half. You're looking for things to worry about now.
Bingo. And that's the nature of where we are as a society right now. Like people want to be worried about stuff.
You don't feel right about it.
We tried to tell them the results don't matter. We tried to tell them before the year, but I just wanted to point out on the pregame show you were spot on with what you said yesterday. The third down pace for the Cardinals was absolutely not sustainable. And for a team that led, the league in big plays, passes of 20 or more air yards, the Lions completely shut this team down, even with injuries to Derek Barnes and Aleem McNeil. So, man, shout out to the Lions defense. We said if they stopped them to 20 points yesterday, this defense might have something. Well, how about 13?
That's real, and that's a topic, and that's a segment for us today. There's a couple segments in this today. I don't even know if we're going to be able to get to all of it. But here's the other thing too. And when we come back from the break, Sean, I ran this by you, and yesterday on the watch party, we need to draw the swords, and you need to pick a side with something with the Lions right now. And Matthew Kruger brought it up. I let the chat do the work for me, everybody. He brought it up, so I'm not on bullshit here. Like, we're about to keep it real. But hats off to that defense. And, Sean, this is 3 games now. This is 3 games against – we went through the list yesterday of the wideouts and the weaponry and the quarterbacks and all of that. This is a 3-game sample right now. The defense is good.
Damn right.
They're a good defense. And if you don't want to admit that, all I can tell you is, and you cannot fight me on this defense – is better than last year's defense. Better.
Like miles better.
Miles better. In the secondary.
Yeah.
In the secondary alone, miles better.
And that's where it had to be better. This is where, again, we say, in Brad we trust, right? He hasn't given us many reasons not to trust him. But, Neil, to your point, he looked at that secondary. Hold on a second. Went like this. And honestly, and guess what? So far, we're seeing it, man, including, and I got to give my boy Spenny a little shout out here. Spenny, I liked what you said about Terrion Arnold yesterday. I saw that on Twitter. It's like there's a lot of slander
I'm sick of it.
There's a lot of slander being thrown about that young man's name, okay? This just in. Rookie corners are literally on an island, okay? This guy's been on an island. I think he's doing fine, Neil. Is he the first-round pick yet? Is he the guy that he's going to be even by the end of the year? No, but there's a lot of slander being thrown his way. I think he's doing just fine, thank you.
No, and that's really it. I said this yesterday on the watch party. There's a Terrion Arnold checklist. We all work with checklists. The biggest haters have a checklist. Like, when you get towards the first one and you get through that, then you're like, oh, well, here's my next point. Oh, you can't do this. The Terrion Arnold thing, like the Terrion Arnold checklist that I want to call it, from here on out. Number 1, are you Jeff Okuda? No, we knew that in the preseason. Okay, no, that was the first. We knew that in the preseason, right? We saw 2 plays. We're like, no, he's not Jeff Okuda. Number 2, are you good? Yes. I think we can check that off. Yes, he's good. Like, is he sauce? No, he's not sauce. You know what else he's not? Probably the other 20 cornerbacks that were taken in the draft. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's good. Number 3, can he deal with the other team's best? I think we can check that off.
I think we can.
Honest to God, Sean, you can check that off. He can stay in the fight against some of the best receivers in this league through 3 games. It's happened. It's happened.
I liked the game within the game, him and Marvin a few times yesterday.
100%.
And he made some plays, man. He made some plays. And Neil, you know my problem. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but my problem is the absolute, for some, not all, the absolute inability to sit back and go, wow, young players might actually improve. This might not be the finished product. And we were talking about it in regards to Hutch. Like, people got mad at you. People got mad at me because I said, he's been good. I think there's another level there, man. And I
want a little more.
My man's showing it. That's a wonderful thing. That's not dogging a guy. That's saying, hey, like a lot of young players, there might be a next level there. There might be a ceiling yet. That's a good problem to have. And sometimes people take that as dogging.
Well, we don't know. Because we've never seen that before. We went over the draft picks over the last decade, non-first-round draft picks. We don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know what that's like.
It's what other teams do, and that's what the Lions are doing now, and that's why this is one of the top franchises in the National Football League, and I don't hesitate to say that. That's not being a slapdick anymore, man.
All right, everybody, get the swords ready. It's time to cut the shit.
Yeah.
And draw aside, everybody. Tell them about Dispo.
I will tell them about Dispo, because do you want $10 of free product? Of course you do.
Yup.
It's free weed. Scan the QR code right there, take a picture of this graphic, and bring it in. And with a minimum purchase of $25, you will receive a $10 discount. It's Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug. What about the taller long drink?
Oh, guys, you got...
We were slamming them yesterday.
Look, they got a little cute read that they want me to read and stuff like that. But on the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show yesterday, Sean and I cracked them open again, taller. It's locally made here in Michigan. It's made from New Holland small batch gin, and it is the most electric drink in the market today. It's the only long drink, in my mind, the only one I'll ever drink anyway. Taller by New Holland. It is my favorite drink. It's my favorite canned drink in the world. No BS on this, guys. Like, that's, again, they have all these little taglines they want me to say. Taller is the best drink on the market. I'm not playing with you guys right now.
He's not.
I'm not playing with you. New Holland Brewing Company, man, they're doing it the best.
The Great American Chevy Week is back and bigger than ever at Feldman Chevrolet. Choose from the largest inventory of award-winning Chevys, all priced to move for the biggest week of the year. Get this 2024 Silverado for only $213 a month, or this 2024 Equinox for as low as $249 a month. Feldman takes the Great American Chevy Week to another level. Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go!
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch, the very best in Detroit sports wearables. Shop.woodwardsports.com. I don't know if you know this or not, but it's election season. I don't know if you can tell. Anytime you look at a text message, turn on YouTube, turn on the radio. Hey, Campbell and Holmes, they got my vote. Rock solid on the road. That should be their campaign promise to you. The Welcome to Detroit shirts, all of it. Baseball, football, basketball, hockey. There's a Woodward Sports golf line as well. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Christmas is coming up, everybody. Be prepared. All right, we're off and running. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. My good friend Sean Belizian in for Darren McCarty. My name is Neil Rule. We have KG. We have Spencer Raxter. We have all of you. Some reaction to the opening segment. Wheezy D313. We don't know if he's better than Okuda. Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I'm sick of that shit.
We don't know if he's better than Okuda.
I think he was targeted almost 10 times in this game, and they only caught 3 passes on him.
So, yeah.
You had to be fair to Okuda, okay? With all his struggles, you had to. I'm not going to change that mindset, Neil. That mindset of, okay, he's a young corner. Let's give him time. Yeah, he's struggling. Comparing them at the spot right now, where Okuda was at then and where Arnold is now, there's no comparison.
Like, he couldn't even stay on the field, Okuda.
Like, stop. Like, there really isn't. Like, okay, you have your flag in the ground. That's fine. I respect that. One day you're going to have to confess. Maybe you're going to have to confess, okay? One day, all right? But right now, to compare where Jeff Okuda was 3 games in and where Arnold is 3 games in, they're in 2 different places, man. At least give us that. At least give us that.
Lloyd Bryan in the chat, and this has the potential to go off on its own, and if that's the way it happens, then that's the way it happens. Lloyd Bryan in the chat. Chiefs fans expect to win. Lions fans still hope to win. And Lloyd, I'll tell you this.
What?
I'll tell you this. Yesterday, I think, was one of my very first days where when they came down, they busted them up, got the touchdown. I said to myself, this game is over. And especially once they got to the half and they had the 2-score lead. Remember how they flipped the clock? Remember that at halftime? Cardinals were getting the ball. They were up 1 score. Lions got a score before the end of the half. That flipped it. That flipped it. Once that happens, the games are over. That's the prescription. So, Lloyd, I would say you're warm, but you're not right on that. There are some out there. I talked to them in the chat. There are some.
Oh, yeah, there's some validity.
I was not one of them.
Spenny, you know what? I hate to draw this back to Michigan State. And Neil, let me know if you, and KG as well, you're a Michigan fan. I liken this to when D'Antonio really started to get it going, okay? And you had Michigan fans doing what Michigan fans do every year. And I say this with respect. I know somebody's going to take it as a shot. I don't give 2 shits. But you had Michigan going, yeah, man, we're going 10-2. Yep, we're going 10-2, and we like our chance against State. We like our chance against Ohio State. We're looking out going, with Brady Hoke? Like, come on, man. And yet you had Michigan State fans, not all of them, but a lot of them, I don't know. And to me, I came to the conclusion, Michigan fans, because of their past, are apt to tell you what they're surely bound to do. Mm-hmm. They're going, where Michigan State fans, Spenny, in that era, tell you what they did past tense after it already happened. And I think that's where Lion fans are at. Whether we want to admit it or not, we have a level of scar tissue on us. And a lot of it depends on age, right? The older dudes, we've seen some things, okay? That's not the disrespect from the younger people. But I think Lion fans now are more apt to tell you what they did after the fact and be loud and boisterous about it. Where, like the guy said, I think a Chief fan's going to go, no, I've seen this before. Falcons are going to screw up. We're going to get a call going our way. Something's going to happen. Somebody's going to... More often than not, it's going to be Patrick Mahomes. Oh, look, we made a big stop on 4th and 1. Game's over. And that comes with that credit line. So I think warm is a good word for it. It's not a hard and fast rule, but I think a lot of Lion fans are still pre-programmed, Neil, to deal when something bad happens. Surely it has to happen against the Lions. Surely. It's a Detroit versus everybody, right? I mean, that had been our mantra. Like, everybody's up against us and everything. You know what? This is a pretty good team, and I think they deserve, at this point in time, they deserve the kind of feeling that it sounds like, Neil, both you and I had yesterday. And we didn't talk about that. Like, that's not something hey, man, I'm gonna bring this up and see what you say. No. That's the exact same feeling I had. When that was a 10-point game in the 3rd quarter, getting into the 4th quarter, I started doing a little of this.
When they went to halftime and it was a 2-score game, it was a wrap.
I'm cool.
Mm-hmm. It was an absolute wrap. Woodward Sports chat thread, Brian Ruth says they had that stadium rocking with the Jared Goff chance pregame. Let me talk about the Lions fans real quick that were out there. Yet again, a takeover of a visiting stadium. And you can say, well, it's Arizona, it's transit. It doesn't matter. Arizona, Lambeau, Tampa, it doesn't matter. The Lions fans, they're not talking about it. They're being about it. They show up. They take these stadiums over, Sean. You saw the TV shots that I have never. Like, you want to talk about all the great dynasties. Hell, even Cowboy fans. In their misguided ways, because they're pretty stupid for rooting for the Cowboys. Even Cowboy fans, Packer fans, all of them, they don't do what Lions fans do on the road. This is a phenomenon, Sean. What the Lions fans are doing in these visiting stadiums is unheard of in the NFL.
My boyhood pal was there, Teddy, and he was sending me videos. It was insane. I don't think even what you saw on television does it justice. I think take a couple minutes to look at some of the videos that people shared on social media. It really is remarkable. I have no problem saying this. I think the secret is out. You hear people talk about it now. Obviously, whether it be a coach or different broadcasters, we're the best fans in the NFL. I don't care what anybody says. Nobody has endured more shit than this fan base is. Nobody has been kicked in the face, kicked in the balls, kicked in the ass, kicked in the boobies more than this franchise has. Nobody has. And yet, here we are, always representing, whether it be at Ford Field, whether it be on the road. It is a fascinating dynamic. It really is. and it's going to continue for quite some time. This team, and especially the way it's built, isn't going anywhere soon. And that's the beauty of this. Our sustainability, man. This is going to be, this window, you always hear people talk about the window, right? The window.
To the walls.
That's a good point. That's a very legitimate point. But this window, this isn't like the 14-15 Lions, where to a man, trust me when I say this, those guys would tell you, we don't have much of a window. We got to make our bread right now. We don't have much of a window. This window's open. That's beautiful. So, yeah, more.
Yeah, Woodward Sports chat thread, WeezyD313. Jeff Okudah got a pick in his first game. How many picks does Terry and Arnold have? You're right. Maybe we should trade for him. Trade Arnold for Okudah. Who says no? There are people out there, KG. There are people out there that say these things. Like, he took the time, it popped in his head, and he said, oh, let me hit him with this.
Right.
This will prove my point. He legit thought that. And KG, I got to do a better job. I do. Like, it doesn't like pop me or anything like that. It doesn't make me angry. It doesn't. Like, for real, it doesn't. I don't.
You just not watching him, if that's the case.
That's it. I'm not angry like you didn't get me or anything like that.
Right. We're not saying he's been a perfect corner. Like, there is things he has to clean up, sure. The penalties, sure. But if you watch how he covers receivers on damn near every play, he is miles and stretches above Okudah, Cam Sutton, whoever you want to fucking put in that spot. Yeah. Like, it's stupid to me.
But my point of it is like he thought that out to put out there and attach his name to it and said, oh, this will drive my point home. Like, I'm upset. I'm not upset, because you said it.
Right.
I'm upset because you get by on a day-to-day basis in society. Somehow, some way. Like, you have a job somewhere. They give you money to do your job. You have a home. Like, you live somewhere. You eat food. You participate in society. Somehow. That's what gets me upset.
I was accused of being an Okudah slappy, and it wasn't an Okudah thing. It is a young player thing. These people that look at a young player in a year in, year out basis and want to make their determination of future success or failure after 3 games is mind-boggling to me. Are you new to this?
Right.
Like here, listen, even Caleb Williams. We talked about this yesterday on the pregame show. Neil, I have my doubts about Caleb Williams. I do. But I am not going to make my determination of what he is and what he is not.
Ideally.
I'm not going to do it his first year. That's not the way that the National Football League works. What I will do is tell you that a young quarterback is going to struggle. 99 out of 100 guys are going to struggle. So go ahead. Hold on. I'm going to beat you to the punch. C.J. Stroud. Okay, C.J. Stroud is an exception to a far greater overall rule. And so, again, these people that want to declare this guy's a bust or this guy's the greatest ever, after a short amount of time, it is mind-boggling to me. This isn't new. I don't know. It's the earnestness to be right. That supersedes everything. It does. It supersedes everything today.
And like you look at Terry Arnold in coverage, like you said, he was locked up on Marvin Harrison Jr. for a lot of that game.
Yes.
He made a lot of good plays to make sure that Marvin Harrison Jr. couldn't get the ball, who is a big, strong, physical receiver. Like, he's not a rookie. The kid's a freak.
Held him to 65 yards.
When they showed, like, the line of scrimmage camera and he's lined up, I go to D-Mac at the watch party. I'm like, what do you do against that guy?
He's a big dude.
And D-Mac's like, nothing.
Yeah. And Terrion held his own. And, like, if he had the same whistle as Sauce Gardner, he'd be a first-team All-Pro this year, too. Like, Sauce Gardner holds a lot. I love Sauce. Detroit guy, shout out. Sauce Gardner grabs, he tugs, he holds a lot. Never gets called. Right. Terrion they've been pass interference. Like, I can't say they're not pass interference.
Yeah. He got away with some stuff yesterday.
Rookies are going to get that call.
Yeah.
A veteran, a guy, or Sauce Gardner apparently won't get those calls. So it's going to get better, and he's doing well.
Yes.
He's playing well.
Yeah, Arnold got away with a couple yesterday. And I mean, even if you're an Arnold slapper, you would say, yeah, he got handsy a couple of times. But as your video breakdown, Spenny video breakdown, you say he plays handsy from time to time.
He does.
Man. And when he gets away with it, he's going to be locked down, no doubt.
His biggest issue is sometimes when he gets beat, he tends to play the receiver instead of the ball, and that's just something that he has to learn and pick up from. But 3 games in, considering that corner is the toughest turnaround in the NFL as far as like adjusting to the game, he's doing pretty damn good.
I've had many veterans. I'm glad that you brought that up. I've had many veterans because I've asked this in the locker room 1,000 times. Okay, you know what people tell me all the time? Guys, pros, guys who played in the league. Forget about knowing ball. They lived ball. You know what they told me? Corner and tight end.
Yes.
Tight end, there are way too many things going on. It's not just about the pass routes. It's about assignments. It's about blocking. There are just too many things coming at you at the same time.
Because there's one game, pass game responsibility.
Exactly. Right. And so this is coming from guys, even more so than quarterbacks, because it's almost, again, this is mind-boggling to me that we have to have conversations like this. Everybody knows a rookie quarterback's going to struggle. Everybody knows that. It's going to happen. So guys have said to me, corner and tight end. Those are the 2 positions you just kind of, okay, my man's probably going to struggle. It's going to be difficult for him to pick things up, okay? Again, am I sitting here making excuses for him? No, I'm sitting here speaking factually. I'll let his play speak for itself. I think his play's been pretty good.
Yeah. It's more good than bad.
It's been pretty good.
And everything that he does bad, it's easily fixable.
Right.
Easily.
And that's the nature of the beast. Hey, you guys want to know where the best pregame Lions party is on September 30th? Join us at Detroit's very own second best bar, 42 Watson Street. It's the ultimate fan experience. It's a couple blocks away from LCA. And we're live, myself and Sean Belesian, for the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show presented by Sabbath Coffee Roasters and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. And when you come out to second best, you can enjoy some Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey and watch the Woodward Sports pregame show only at second best bar. We've been known to pour a little Tullamore Dew on the rocks during the show. We've done that. And don't forget, your game day starts on Sundays with Woodward and Maine from 8 to 9 a.m. with Terry Foster, the legend, Matthew Broder on Sundays as well. We're doing it better than anybody else. Second best bar is doing it better than anybody else. You guys know, you've been a part of it. It is the Lions Sunday on Woodward Sports Network.
What about Caesars?
Hey, Caesars Sportsbook, everybody. They are the official sports book of Woodward Sports. And if you haven't already, you can scan the QR code on the screen right there and use code Woodward1000, and you'll get your first bet back if it loses as a bonus bet. Up to $1,000, everyone. You got that hunch that how about you take a free spin at it right there? And you can do it with Caesars Sportsbook. The interface on the app is clean. It's very easy to navigate. Not all sportsbooks are like that online, everybody. The app itself is something that I think is really, really top notch. The live game stuff that's going on, numbers are moving instantly. It's got everything you need, everybody. Caesars Sportsbook, they got the booths on there every day as well. Single game pre-built parlays for you that you can take part in. You don't want to use a lot of energy coming up with that. Again, scan the QR code on the screen. Promo code Woodward1000, $1,000 as a bonus bet. Up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Same prices and all the conveniences. The online and big box retailers is the one major difference. They're family and locally owned and operated for over 30 years. 60 brands of food and nutrition experts to help you. Same day local curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. www.premierpetsupply.com.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy on a Victory Monday. Neil Rule, Sean Belizian, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. All right, guys, I promise this. It's time. Let's cut the shit. Matthew Kruger, that 2-minute warning saved Goff and the Lions big time from a horrendous interception and defensive touchdown. They stopped moving because the whistle blew.
Exactly.
How many times, Matthew? How many times we got to go through this? Everybody stop moving because the whistle blew. There's that. And let's just cut the shit, Matthew, and say what you want to say. Say what you want to say. I was doing the watch party yesterday. The man was 12 for 12.
Yeah.
And was playing perfect. And people are in the chat saying, man, he's just not that good today.
I'm afraid when he drops back.
That was the line.
Yeah.
I'm afraid when he drops back. He was 12 for 12.
Right.
No one in the NFL has more touchdown passes than him since 2017. Since 2017 in this league. Mm-hmm. Nobody. Second in passing yards last year. Fourth in touchdowns. It's never going to go away, Sean, is it? It's never going to go away.
No, and I think, and listen, I openly admit it, I was part of that. 100% I was part of it. And because he was a turnover machine. He did make a lot of mistakes in his early times with the Lions and with the Rams. But what you've seen is the talent has improved around him. As the cast has improved around him, as the offensive line has improved around him, they have an offense that fits what he is. And you're lying to yourself if you can't give him credit. You are the guy that you were mad at 4 or 5 years ago. I was one of those guys. If Neil Rule had a conversation with me and tried to tell me that Jared Goff was this, that, and the other thing, I'd go, just stop it. You're being a homer. Stop it. Look at the numbers. Okay? If a guy changes the way he plays and he limits the mistakes and he limits the turnovers, okay? I'm going to say it again. I think part of the problem, Neil, when we have the Jared Goff discussion, there's no such thing as the truth is somewhere in the middle now. You have to either be this side or that side, right? And there's a cavernous difference. Jared Goff's a pretty darn good quarterback, okay? He's not the top echelon. He is, I don't put him in the, Neil, even with the most touchdown passes, I'm not going to put him in that top echelon. But you know what? He fits perfectly here. I think Jared Goff is a perfect fit for the Detroit Lions. And the proof's in the pudding, man. I don't know what you're looking for.
That's it. I want it. That's the
I don't
question.
know anymore.
What are you looking
I don't
for?
know.
What are you looking, Matthew? Tell me. Somebody, please tell me.
They looking for 80 rush yards, 356 yards on 12 attempts. That's what they looking for. I mean, I don't get it at this point.
Hey guys, here's a fun little stat for you. Since week 13 of the NFL season last year, you know who leads the league in interceptions? There's two of them. Jalen Hurts and Patrick Mahomes. Those are the two guys. You see what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
What are we doing with this? And I'm tired of seeing it in the chat thread, Sean. What's your move then? I'll give you, the segment's got about 5 minutes left. Tell me your suggestion. You don't have one. Tell me someone that's better. There aren't any that are better, except maybe for Patrick Mahomes. The guy that leads the league in interceptions since week 13 of last year.
Everybody else is in the same boat. And Goff has accomplished more than your favorite quarterback has.
That's what I'm saying, with the exception of the aliens.
Right.
Stop. Save yourself some energy. Again, I'm not mad. I'm upset that there are people that talk like that get by in this society. I'm upset that getting by in society is that easy. Again, someone explain it to me. Someone explain it to me.
Do you know what it comes back to? I think people want him to be something that he isn't.
Exactly.
Really, I honestly, because I'm with you, I'm kind of done with it. I confess to my sins. This job is really easy, and I mean that. This job is very easy, and I'm blessed to be able. Well, I'm blessed to be able to do this for a long time. You know what's pretty cool about this job? If you see something, say it. Right? I mean, really, it's that simple. Hey, this guy's pretty good. He's limiting mistakes. All those numbers that you talked about, all the variables that you talked about, don't plant your flag in the ground and say something that isn't true anymore. So if it's as simple as you wish that he was in the top echelon of NFL quarterbacks, well, we can have that conversation because I will adamantly defend you. The flip side to this, Neil, is there are people that want to put him in the rarefied air that he doesn't belong in. Okay? He is not a top quarterback in the National Football League. We could waste each other's time and go down the list and pick the usual suspects and names, the top quarterbacks in this league, okay? But he's in the next level, and that's okay. And guys in the next level win Super Bowls. And I believe, and I didn't think this before, so again, I'm confessing my sins, I believe that Jared Goff can win a Super Bowl with the Detroit Lions.
And like Doug Fungus in the Woodward Sports Chat says,
hell of a name.
But he's paid like an alien. No, he's not. He's paid like a quarterback.
Right.
Like a middle.
He got paid like a quarterback.
That's the market.
Every single quarterback that gets paid is going to be paid more than Jared Goff. We've already seen it with like 4 guys since Jared Goff signed his deal.
And newsflash, he deserved it.
Yeah.
He got more done in a week than Matt Stafford did in 12 years.
When you bottom line, don't start that. But when
real.
you bottom line it, that's my point. Like Sean, I would push back on you a little bit because if you blind resume it, especially over the last 2 years, he is a top 7 guy in the league, maybe higher. Mm-hmm. If you blind resume it, just put the numbers up.
But he doesn't have to be top 5. That's the point.
But he is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. He's up there with just about anybody else you want to put him up there with.
Whether you like it or not, he's up there with your favorite quarterback. Mm-hmm. Whoever your favorite quarterback is. He's in the stratosphere resume.
Yeah.
And then you'll say, well, Neil, what if they played? I don't give a shit. The production is the production. And here's something that's going to blow your mind, guys. Even with the alien contract that you say, he's still a value. He's still a value. He plays better. When this next wave of quarterback contracts goes through, he's going to be, what, about 12th?
Probably, yeah.
10th, 12th highest paid quarterback? Is he a 12th? Again, blind resume it. He's top 10 production. You can't argue with me.
Do you know, and I'm so glad that you brought that up, because this is, again, gosh, I feel so condescending, but I don't give 2 shits today. Are you new to this? This hasn't been a recent phenomenon with quarterback contracts. Do you guys remember who set the market back in 2017? I hate to put y'all on the spot, but do you remember when that quarterback class came up? Do you remember who set the market back in 2017?
Was that when Stafford did his deal?
Derek fucking Carr.
DC4.
Derek Carr set the market. Like, think about that. And once Derek Carr set the market, do you know what Matthew Stafford's agent did?
Reset the market.
Oh, thank you, Derek Carr.
Right.
Thank you for doing that, and we're going to reset the market. So there was that magical, 17 days or whatever, where Matthew Stafford was the highest paid quarterback in the National Football League.
Yep.
And everybody lost their shit. Everybody lost their shit. And you know what you calmly did? You calmly said, guys, that's going to change real soon, right? So to that point, Derek Carr right now, this is 7 years ago?
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. 17 guys are ahead of Derek Carr. 17 guys. Mm-hmm. That's the way the National Football League is. And again, this is where I go back to the NFL. Everybody overthinks the NFL today. The NFL is pretty simple. The NFL is get yourself a quarterback, and what can your quarterback do to the opposition? Conversely, what can the opposition do to your quarterback to make his life miserable? That's the National Football League today. It's been that way for a long time. But let's play a game of pretend. I just pulled it up. You want to play a game of pretend? You ready?
Yes.
Dak Prescott, $60 million a year. Joe Burrow, $55 million a year. Jordan Love, $55 million a year. Trevor Lawrence, $55 million a year. Tua, $53.1 million a year. Jared Goff, $53 million a year. Do you feel pretty good about that with some of the names ahead of it?
Mic drop.
That's the market. That's the market, guys. That's not Neil Rule saying it. That's not me saying it. That's not Stick, the greatest golf supporter out there, saying it. That is the market. So again, if you want, I'll read those names for you. But that's the market. I would feel pretty good about that personally, and I do feel pretty good about that.
Before we go to the break, Chris Blackburn chimes in and says, remember, facts are mean.
They are mean. Sorry, I've been saying that for 15 years. Facts are mean.
They are.
It's not me being mean. It's not you being mean. Facts are mean. That's just.
But if you want to project that on me, I got broad shoulders. I can take it. And you should project yourself to Lady Jane's to get a haircut. That's what you should do.
Yeah, you definitely should, obviously, because you can walk into Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. It is open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, or a hot leather neck shave and a hot towel treatment. Get the King's treatment from one of our talented stylists. Take advantage of the $20 haircut special. Just scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola, really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody!
Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
1800 Tequila, official tequila of Woodward Sports. Lions game, watch parties, and post-game shows.
And Spencer Raxter.
Join the 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every Lions game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township. And celebrate the wins with smooth 1800 Tequila, proud sponsor of the Detroit Lions. 1800 Tequila, the best taste in tequila. Please drink responsibly.
All right.
And now let me tell you about Salvation Army. Have you ever thought about volunteering but don't know where to start? Start with the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Visit registertoring.com to sign up for shifts. You can be in line or in person or online. It doesn't matter. Virtual bell ringers can sign up to begin raising funds at any time. Traditional bell ringing begins on Friday, November 7th, and runs through Christmas Eve, excluding Thanksgiving and Sundays. To sign up for volunteer shifts, visit registertoring.com.
All right, keeping it pushing. That's enough of the golf stuff. I'll read this one from Catspot since he jumped in. Neil has no response for the fact that mediocre quarterbacks are only as good as the talent around them. Darnold is a $12 million a year quarterback that has outplayed Goff. Well, it's easy when C.J. Stroud hands you the football game.
Mm-hmm.
A lot easier when you throw for 180 yards in your win.
Right.
A lot easier. And you could have substituted that name. So Malik Willis, right? Bring him home. Bring him home, right?
Don't tell Maz that he'll get happy.
Stick.
Are we still talking about Sam Darnold?
100%.
I mean, listen, wasn't Sam Darnold number 2 overall pick? Was he, or was he number 1? What was he?
I think he was.
Was he one
wasn't
or
he
two?
one?
Yeah, he was.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Number 1 overall pick. He's had his time to go earn his money. And guess what? He couldn't. And that's why he's paid the way he is. 3 games. I'm not going to say he's good. Josh Dobbs had a nice 3-game stretch for the Purple Men last year. How'd that work out for Josh Dobbs?
I remember that.
Remember the
Space
astronaut
Dobbs?
was
Yeah.
going to save
Space Dobbs.
Oh, they're going to the playoffs.
Those were
They
fun
got
days,
Josh
man.
Dobbs. That's the way I feel about Sam Darnold.
No, and
We have more data, as you like to say, for the past 3 years, 4 years, 5 years of what the young man is and what he can provide to a football team, how many teams have moved on from him, than we have in 3 games. Great 3 games. Good job. Talk to me in 7 more.
No, it is. And by the way, because people are talking about it, and if you all of a sudden people fear the Vikings around here for some reason, they are at Green Bay next week. They are home against the Jets and Aaron Rodgers. Then they are home against the Lions. Then they are at the Rams. So holla back.
Yeah.
And if you really want to get granular with this, if you want to take advantage of market, Sean, the Lions right now to win the NFC North on Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports, plus 145. The Vikings are second at plus 185. That variance right there for the Vikings will not be there come Sunday.
Yeah.
At 405. Those numbers will change. If you fancy the Lions to win the division, it's about time to get in right now at plus 145. We'll just say it like that.
Can we take a moment, only because we talked about this on the show yesterday, can we take a moment, and I didn't know you and I, and I think I can speak for the other guys that were here, KG and Spenny. Can we have, I'm not saying make it a day, I'm not making it a segment, but can we have the Mike Tomlin minute? Are we allowed to do that?
We'll go around the NFL.
Yes, please.
When you're in the building, I call it "What did you see in the NFL?" But when you're not in the building, I call it "Around the NFL." But it's the same thing. But in honor of you, I call it "What did you see in the NFL?" Oh, we're going to do that.
All right.
There's a lot to talk about.
I'm just telling you right now, I'm going to have a Mike Tomlin minute.
And you're more than welcome to.
Shout out Flannel Sam.
People slander him still?
No.
Flannel hates
It's
him.
only Flannel.
No.
It's literally everybody else here loves Mike Tomlin.
No.
How can it? How?
Like, Justin Fields looks like a capable quarterback, man. It's amazing. I was watching that game going, witchcraft, sorcery, witchcraft.
No, Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, the Chargers
Mike
supposed to win
Tomlin.
that game.
Black magic.
Oh, I like that. I like that a lot.
This is interesting. Woodward Sports chat thread, Young Jay, say Jared Goff's name 10 times and in 30 seconds stick appears.
For real.
I was in the back and I heard the conversation.
Yeah.
I just wanted to stroll in the studio. I didn't even want to participate. I just like hearing it live.
The official Jared Goff spokesman of Woodward
Listen,
Sports.
when somebody's made you right this often,
And you keep fighting it?
Nobody has my back more than Jared Goff has had my back for the past 3 years.
Like there comes a point in time you just have to drop it. Like you can't okay, things changed. Give him his props. Let's all move on. Things changed.
Right.
Things changed. The guy's
Sean,
a very competent quarterback.
It was
period.
amazing doing the watch party yesterday. And Stick, I hadn't done the watch parties before this year. It is an incredible place to be
It's
in.
a roller coaster, isn't it?
Dope.
It is.
It's a great spot.
But just like
Love
in
it.
the moment, people reveal themselves.
Yep.
In highly emotionally charged moments, people's true character comes out, and it's wild. And I remember yesterday, I put the poll up. I said, all right, guys, let's cut the shit. Who would you rather have at quarterback, Kyler
Right.
Murray or Jared Goff? And then all of a sudden, it was 91% Jared Goff. Well, then somebody's lying. Either you're lying in the poll or you're lying on the chat.
You learn who are your foxhole guys when you watch a game like that with a group of guys, right? And last year against Chicago at home, when it was doom and gloom and the game was over, you could tell who are the fans that give up on your boys and who are the fans that still had faith in your boys. And you can go back and watch that watch party, because that's the best part about Woodward Sports. They're all here, archived forever. There were 2 people in this room that still believed. There were 8 that were like, this game's over, leaving early, walking to the car type stuff. And next thing you know, Jared Goff bombed a J-Mo. The next thing you know, game-winning touchdown. And the guys who stay will be champions. That's how I feel about us Lions fans.
For me, though, it was simple. Like, it wasn't even like, Sean, I'm not saying like Jared Goff was Jared Mahomes or Patrick Goff. You know, like I'm not saying that. His production versus his cost was a net positive.
Yeah.
Yep.
When he showed up here, he's making $30 million. His production versus cost is a net positive. Here's something amazing for you guys. You know why the Lions are good? Aiden Hutchinson's production versus cost.
Yep.
Aleem McNeil, his production versus cost. Jameson Williams, production versus cost. We can go down the road. Penei Sewell, production versus cost. That's why they're good. Here's a dirty secret for everybody. In the NFL, if you have a majority of your roster where they produce more than they cost, you win.
What?
In any business in the world.
Wow.
You know why fast food places make money? Production, i.e. sales, versus cost.
Do you know what part of the problem is, though? We're new money, whether we want to admit it or not.
I coined that phrase
that's
last
Stick.
year.
No, I'm sorry.
New money Lions fans, you don't
didn't
know how
that.
to win.
No, we're new money.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Don't know
And-
what it looks like.
And I think yesterday is a perfect example of the new money mindset, okay? Lion fans expect the Ben Johnson offense to just run up and down the field. We're going to find a way at the late juncture. We're not used to some quizzical play calling like we saw in the Tampa game. No. Everything's shiny, beautiful Lamborghini just flying up and down the street, okay? Where conversely, you've got the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs fans are bored right now. Oh, no, what are we going to do? We're struggling against the Falcons. Mahomes doesn't look like Mahomes. What are we going to do? But everything's going to be okay because that's what they've done. They've done that for a long stretch of time now. And we aren't accustomed to this. We aren't accustomed to, hey, you know what? There are some days that Patrick Mahomes doesn't look like one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game.
And that's an argument I had with Anson last night on the post-game show, is that none of us Lions fans watch any other teams as intently as we watch the Lions.
Right.
I have watched every Lions game.
So we have no concept of what else is
You have
going
no
on.
context of Kansas City does struggle some games. The best quarterback in the league does have an off game. Patrick Mahomes
Most interceptions in the league since
he
week
does
13
throw
last year.
interceptions. So, but when our guy does it, it's jump off the cliff. This guy, dude was perfect in the first half, throws an interception, and Sean, I shit you not, in the chat, every time this guy drops back, I get nervous.
Multiple.
I got
Every
nothing.
time? Every time?
And that's why I wanted to bring this up, Sean, because it was my first exposure to it, I guess you could say. And it's a wild place.
So fun.
It's a wild place to be. Spenny, props to you, man, for doing that when you're not too hungover.
Yep.
Props to you, man.
Thank you.
You need to be hungover to come in. And do
I do. I could barely open my eyes.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Cats. Minnesota has a better roster than Detroit because the Vikings have a quarterback on a $10 million a year deal. Sean?
All right.
They got the best receiver in football.
Yeah.
I mean, you got it. I'm gonna.
Their young edge rushers look pretty good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them.
Yeah,
I like them defensively. I was like, I don't want to say scared, but I was like, maybe we all are a little guilty of underestimating them a little bit.
True, but I missed the boat where the Vikings were the NFC North, future champions, and they were supposed to win the Super Bowl. I must have missed that talk.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you, I got nothing, Neil. You put me on the spot. I got nothing.
Okay.
Justin Jefferson. There. Is that
Right.
good?
That's
Again,
it.
in my mind, he's the best receiver in the league, and I haven't backed down from that in 3 years, and I'm not going to. So Justin Jefferson. Okay. But I mean, am I sitting here right now in a state of fear over the Vikings? No. I think they're better than we all thought. And you have to give them, let's not become what we detest, right? When people were doing that to the Lions the last couple of years, especially I look at 2022, when they started to win some football games, you had fans go, oh, cute little Lion fans, pinch of little cheeks and all that. And it was like, nah, it's not quite like that. So I don't want to become what I detest. They are what their record states right now, but is there a healthy dose of fear out of the Vikings?
But haven't we
No.
seen this before with the Vikings? Start out hot, fizzle off.
Yeah.
Yep.
it's just
But
what the
you know what,
Vikings do.
Stick? Like I said, for me, I don't want to become what I detest because I heard that about the Lions so many times in the past. You know what I
And
mean?
Here's my biggest thing with the Vikings. I don't give a shit what the Vikings are doing.
I have no fear of them.
I don't care. I care about the
no
Lions
fear.
handling business, and that was part of the discussion last night, too. I care more that San Francisco lost. I care more that Dallas looks like a train wreck. Those are the teams that I put in the way of the Lions getting to their ultimate goal. The Vikings, cute story. We'll deal with you when we got to deal with you.
And then, Stick, that goes back. I honest to God, I know people don't want to hear it. I don't care about winning the division this year.
No.
It
we're
means,
beyond
honestly,
Yeah.
I don't care.
This is a one result. This is a pass-fail scenario
Yep,
now.
that's
for,
it.
For the next 5 years,
100%.
this is pass-fail. You win Super Bowl, you pass. You don't win Super Bowl, you fail. Like that's where we're at. Get comfortable with
You
it.
think the
It doesn't
Vikings
matter how you
care?
get there.
You think San Francisco cares that they've won the divisions the past couple years?
No.
No.
Go be Eli Manning and getting in a crap win in the last game of the year against the Dallas Cowboys on a Sunday night and 9-7, and they're going to be out and then go win the Super Bowl. That's what I care about. I don't know. I just don't have time to get wrapped up about that stuff. Not now. We're past that, and that's a great feeling. We're all past that. I know it'd be great, big shiny things, 13-4, the sleek offense where everybody and their brother's talking about 40 points a game and all that.
I don't want that though.
You know what?
Playoffs. Like
that's what I want.
Do you want that? When's the last time a Detroit team won a championship being the number 1 seed?
They haven't.
08 Red Wings.
Okay.
They were the best team in the league by far.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
traditionally,
Yeah.
when we've won championships, it's from the underdog position.
Hey, even in the early years of the Red Wings, we look back fondly in the back-to-back, okay? All right, those weren't great regular season teams at all. Those weren't great regular season teams, but 08 Red Wings were the one. That was a team to beat all year.
Real quick before we cut to the break, 14 grit plus 145 is not enough. 14 grit, this is as good as a number's going to be the rest of the way. I'm telling you that. So if you think they're going to win and you want it, and you're going to get rewarded, you're going to get almost 1.5 times your money. You're going to get rewarded for that. I would take that spin because after they beat the Seahawks on Monday Night Football, they're 3-1 and everything's fine. They're fine. They won yesterday. Everything's fine. Now you get in your spot where you beat the Seahawks on Monday night. You're 3-1 and you're at the quarter pole, and we're just chilling. And there's no chance the Vikings go into Green Bay and win.
That'll be an insurance win. It'll be an insurance win. And if you need insurance now more than ever, it is critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss Insurance will be your carrier. It is making sure they're not slipping through extra fees in your insurance plan. Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today, 313-530-1698, or hit him up at mark@swissins.com. Again, that's 313-530-1698. It's Swiss Insurance, and they're here to take care of business.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and woodwardsports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
The countdown to kickoff is here. Your Detroit Lions are ready for another season of grit. Woodward Sports is your #1 destination for all breaking news and Lions coverage. We are Detroit's #1 sports network. We are Woodward Sports.
What's up, everybody? Still time to join the best youth football league in Metro Detroit, the Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League. Football, cheer, it's all there represented. Offers youths ages 5 to 14, 6 exciting teams to choose from in Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks. Register for football or cheer at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, and transportation all are included for a chance to play for a championship at Ford Field for just $175 per child. Put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports. All right, back at it. Hour number 2 of the show. My name is Neil Rule. That guy's name is Sean Belesian. D-Mac is out today. We have KG, Spencer Raxter. Stick's just sitting here kicking it. If you say Jared Goff 5 times quickly, Stick magically appears.
Right.
That's the way that shakes out. If you're new to Woodward Sports, we appreciate you tapping in. Make sure you check out our pregame show, our watch party that's going on, the postgame show. Tens of thousands of you subscribe on YouTube. Tens of thousands of you watch Woodward Sports on game day Sundays. Those are facts, not opinion. We are doing it better than, yes, even your favorite radio station is doing it. That is also a fact, not opinion. Look at the resumes. We good? We clear?
It's cute that the Lions started to do the same thing we're doing too. I
that
love that the Lions are on board following the Woodward Sports playbook.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. Absolutely.
This comment in the chat, Neil, I think you'll share my same stance on this. You have a better chance at home, ! What the F? Last year, y'all was crying about the number 1 seed. That was last year.
I still want the number 1
Things
seed.
have changed.
No, who doesn't?
Of course you do.
We want it, but this is no longer the team that needs to win on the road to prove we can win on the road.
Right. Here's
It's
the
no
bottom
longer
line. All right, Stick, you did it. All right, congrats to you. You did it. Here's a bottom line,
Yeah,
people.
go Nils.
Here's a bottom line with this. What environment do you fear? Do you fear going into Kansas City?
Nope.
I do not. Do you fear going into San Francisco? I do not. There is not one team in the NFL as a Lions fan that I fear. You think Penei Sewell's scared to go into someplace? You think Amon-Ra St. Brown is scared to go play somewhere? They don't give a shit about any of that. Again, Sean, there are a segment of fans that are still waiting for the other shoe to drop. Attribute that quote to Sean Belicia.
Yeah.
There are, and you know what? That's fine. Go to church.
Right.
Then go to church on Sunday. You think the Lions care about having to go to San Francisco?
It's mind-boggling
Do
to
you
me.
think?
It is. It's mind-boggling. I'm sorry. Listen.
Come on.
Okay. And Spenny, I do want the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
I want them to go 16-1. I want them to have the most sleek offense in the National Football League. And I want them to build a statue for Ben Johnson before the season ends. I do. I want all those things.
And
Don't
I want
get me wrong.
Oompa Loompa now.
Right.
I couldn't give two shits. If they have success in the playoff, I don't care. If they pull the New York Giants and go 9-7 and go win on the road and go win a Super Bowl, that is all I care about.
Sure.
Because, if we're going to play that game. No, but let's take this to its logical conclusion, okay? Y'all got to go win. Okay, what if they lose at home? What if Tampa comes in and beats them like they did last week?
What?
What if that happens? Then you know what? 16-1 doesn't mean a dick sandwich. It means nothing. I want the playoffs. That's where the success comes from. We're beyond that now. We are. Puberty hit. I had my wet dream, okay? Seriously. It's done. It's over. Now it's time to move on to the next thing. And that's all based on playoff success.
Why do we keep coming back to this?
I don't know.
You're coming off one of the more rock-solid road wins that you've seen on the road in a long time, where they were up double digits at the half, up double digits most of the game. You were never a threat to lose that game. You were never in danger of losing that football game. And I'm at the watch party at Hey Social going, I'm so nervous, I can't even. Based on what? When are we going to start acting like it? When are we going to start acting like it, man? When?
The Cardinals never possessed the ball with an opportunity to take the lead in that game. Not once did they possess the ball with the opportunity to take the lead in that game. There should have been no panic. It was like, you could be nervous, you could be worried. That's the fun. That's the anxiousness of watching sports. That's why I watch it. But I'm with you. The overall panic is absolutely insane to me. Have fun with this. Enjoy this. But back to the original comment that started this whole conversation. Yeah, we all grows up now. We grows up now. We don't have to worry about these specialty wins and moral victories and stuff like that. It's you put us in the fight, Dan Campbell and boys are going to knock someone out.
That's
it. Just put us in the fight now.
Do you know how many times, though, we have this conversation? I look back at the Packers, okay? Okay. Do you remember the last time the Packers won a Super Bowl?
It's been a minute. Over a decade.
But you know what? Same thing. They crawled in at the last day. The last night they found a way to get in. They won a Super Bowl. They turned around the next year, had one of the best regular seasons ever. If I'm not mistaken, fact check me, somebody, please. I think they went 15-1 the next year. I think they went 15-1, and we're out of the playoffs like that. Get me in with a wild card. Yes, of course I want 15-1. I want all the bells and whistles.
Right.
Yes, of course. But you know what? This team is beyond that. This team is about success in January and into February. That's what matters.
Woodward Sports Chat or Larry Roberts. Neil, this game, he's talking about the Monday night game. This game won't be easy. We're very banged up. We struggle against the Seahawks. This will be a dogfight, man. Larry, they're all dogfights.
Right.
They're all dogfights.
National Football League.
Look around the league, man. There's attrition everywhere. Guys getting carted off the field left and right. That's the way this works.
Yep. Get
comfortable with that. And that's why, Larry, and your point that you bring up is exactly when I'm doing the live watch party and I see, I'm so nervous I can't even stand it.
Every time
if you're
he drops
scared,
back.
go to church, man. Like, that's the way this league works. Yes, Larry, let me tell you how the Monday night game's probably going to play out. Seahawks might be up. Lions might be up a little bit. We'll get in towards the second half of the second quarter. And what happens there will probably dictate the outcome of the game. It'll be a lot like what just happened with the Cardinals game, where if the Seahawks are getting the ball to start the third quarter, you got to find a way to be up 2 scores. If you do, you're going to win. And vice versa. If you're up a score and you're getting the ball to start the third quarter, you find a way to score, you're probably going to win the game. That's the way all these games, like, we get so caught up in the fantasy stuff and how and the way stylistically everything says, like Sean says, oh, I want that ooh-ee offense going, where everybody's like, oh, it looks so sleek, it looks so sexy. That's not what wins, man. What wins is within a game, the game flow, you control the clock, you get them, you get yourself in a position to be up multiple scores. That's what wins in this league. 9 times out of 10. You're not going to get CJ Stroud to hand you the game like he did against the Vikings yesterday. And I know that's not popular. He handed them the game.
Facts. You know what? I had to fact check myself, and you know what? One of those games included. Do you remember the great Matt Flynn game where Matt Flynn came in and
got $40 million?
6 touchdowns.
Disgusting. The Packers started out 13-0. They lost one game by 5 points. They were 15-1. They got hammered in their first game of the playoff. Like, honestly, I don't care. I want them to make their bread come regular season.
Yeah,
period. End of story.
The regular season is just now a normal hurdle that we got to get over to get to what we really want.
Right.
It's no longer what we need to prove that we're a decent team. And Megan Hindy, I love this comment. Dick sandwiches for all the SOL fans.
That's a good spot. That's a good spot.
That's a great t-shirt.
There's one more thing I want to address about the game yesterday, Sean.
All right.
We're going to do that when we come. We're going to talk about the second half. Because watching it intently, like not just eating my chicken wings and stuff like that, which shout out Soroki's, by the way. Those things were slapping.
Fire. Yeah.
They were
Biscuits.
slapping.
Yeah.
I do want to have the discussion because it's a big point of contention in the chat and everything that goes along with that. Tell about Mark White.
I will tell them about Mark White, because if you were buying or selling a new home, you just got to hit up Mark White. He will save you up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White at 248-290-8242 or visit him at markwhitesells.com.
By the way,
Mark
you know
White,
the team that won in
make
Green
your
Bay?
dream come true.
The new.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Neil, stop.
It's in the chat. I didn't say
the best pregame show in the business. Woodward Sports pregame show. Sundays on game days, home game days. We're at second best at 42 Watson Street. It's brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. When it's game time, it's Tully time. When it's pregame time, it's Tully time. When it's postgame time, it's Tully. You get the idea, everybody. Second best is a spot. They're a couple blocks away from LCA, 42 Watson Street. Get on out there, guys. Incredible chicken sandwich. All the drinks you need and everything like that. It's going to be my new go-to spot. Pistons, Lions, Red Wings pregame, all of it. Second best. They're elite.
What about Feldman?
Feldman Automotive. There's 18 Feldman Automotive locations in and around the Metro Detroit area. We know about Feldman Chevrolet in Novi because they are Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, which is saying something, by the way. But did you know it doesn't matter what kind of car you want? You want a Ford, you want a Kia, whatever you want, there's a Feldman dealer that can help you get it done. Just go to feldmanauto.com. You can start the buying process online. They're the very best in the game at it. The Feldman Advantage. They're not in there wasting your time. They're going to get you your car and get you moving. It doesn't have to take all day to buy a car, everybody. Feldman Automotive, feldmanauto.com. Keeping it pushing. Neil Rule, Sean Belizean in for DMAC. Happy to have you with us. If this is your first time checking out Woodward Sports, we appreciate it. You found the right spot. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and get your thoughts in the chat. KG's here. Spencer Raxter.
Hello.
Where you say you're at, Spenny? About 80% today?
Yeah.
About 80?
Yeah. It would have been better if it wasn't for those roof guys this morning. But yeah, I got some sleep.
Neil, can I ask you all, everybody in this room? I'm going to give you a trivia question right now.
All right.
Are you ready?
Yes.
And I want to put a cherry on top of this. Okay. Super Bowl 40 in Detroit, Ford Field.
Did you know Jerome Bettis, who played in that game, was from Detroit?
I heard that somewhere. Do you guys remember who won that Super Bowl?
Jerome Bettis.
Steelers.
The Steelers, right?
Antoine Randall L.
How'd that season go? Anybody remember the Pittsburgh Steelers season?
They were clearly undefeated, Sean.
Probably 10-6.
Yeah, I was going to say probably like 10 wins.
Does anybody remember that they were the 6th? I'm not going to swear. Freaking seed. They were the 6th seed. Does anybody remember that?
No.
Do you know what they remember? You guys all spit it out. Jerome Bettis, Pittsburgh Steelers, Super Bowl champions.
In his hometown.
Couldn't give two shits.
You know it was his hometown.
I heard it was his hometown.
Shout out Buff, by the way. Shout out Detroit.
Gosh, that was
Mackenzie in the house.
That was the bit that kept on giving, man.
Yeah.
But same thing with the Packers. The Packers backing into the playoff in 2010. Does anybody remember that they were a 6th seed? I don't care.
It's the NFL. As long as you're hot and healthy at the right time and you're progressing in the right direction, that's all you want to be going into the playoffs. If you're on a 4-game bender going in, you're good. That's what you want.
The team that beat the 15-1 Packers the next year was the literal definition of what you just said, Stick. The New York Giants had upheaval the whole year, and then you know what? Something crazy happened at the end of the year. Their entire defensive line got healthy. Mm-hmm. And then their entire defensive line wreaked havoc on every one of their opponents, including this guy named Tom Brady, whose life was absolutely made miserable by the suddenly fresh, suddenly healthy New York Giant defensive line. It's amazing how that works out, isn't it?
That was back when they all had all their fingers on their hands, too.
They did.
Yeah, it was.
No fireworks were exploded at that point in time.
Right.
But, I mean, so, yes, I get it. If you want to be that guy, of course, yes, I want number one. If you say that is a must, you aren't paying attention. You're factually incorrect. Period. Knock it off.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Ethan Collins, I want home field advantage every time. Well, yeah, no shit, Ethan. Like, yeah, you can have home field or not. Oh, I'll take the home
stop
field.
it,
Ethan.
Like, stop it. You're not paying attention. Of course, not one person. I want to go on the road, man. I'm going to show everybody how big and bad this team is. Of course you want it. You don't have to have it. And I cited the examples. It is now incumbent upon you to accept facts or not accept facts. The choice is yours. All I can do is present them.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Dave, Detroit Lions night.
Motherfucker.
Sorry, Joe. We gonna make it.
Dave, Detroit Lions 1987. Neil, be my friend because I love your no bullshit attitude. See, Dave, like, here's the deal, though, with the Lions. When you want to act scared like that, it's very simple. John Fisher, Neil, quit disrespecting church. Churchgoers have a lot of faith. No,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Some of them.
Here's the deal. And I talked about this before the season started. I have an eerie calm about me with this Lions season. An eerie calm because I know in my heart that this regime will win a Super Bowl. It may not be this year. Guess what, guys? In the end, and tomorrow when D-Mac's back in the chair,
It's going to be this year.
Ask him if it's linear. Ask him if it's a straight line where you get to one level, then you get to the next level, and then you paid your dues so you win. That ain't the way it works. Chances are we are going to go through some kick in the nuts.
You
Chances
want
are.
to.
Chances
you
are.
want
Now,
to.
Spenny may
You
be
want to
right.
be battle tested.
Yeah, Spenny may be right. He's standing on business. It's this year. And I hope he's right, because that would be great. But even if we do get kicked in the nuts, Sean, I know this regime will win a Super Bowl. I know.
What Super Bowl number is coming up? What Super Bowl
I don't
number?
even know anymore.
54, 57.
Honestly, I don't even know
There's been
anymore.
26 number one seeds to win the Super Bowl. Less than half. So is it important?
60 something.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
it's
I would
good.
Say, I would say you're more likely to win if you're not the number one seed.
That's what the statistics say.
But I'm just going by math.
But
I'm
of
stupid
any
like that.
seeds, the number one seed wins it more, if you want to argue the other side of the coin. But as you see, it's not entirely necessary.
That's it.
Thank you
All
for
right.
coming to my TED Talk.
I just no, and I'm Neil. I'm with you. I firmly believe that the Lions are going to win a Super Bowl in my life. I firmly believe that I will dance on my grandfather's grave one day. You might have to pull me up in a wheelchair, but I honestly, I really do. The law of averages, and it's not just the law of averages, but now you actually have a brain trust. Okay, but I'm also cognizant of. It's not that easy. It isn't, and I think what Dan Campbell said last year, it scared a lot of people because it was real talk. What he said at the end of the year, he said, guys, we might not get back to this point. And we all have to be, we all have to be aware of that, okay? I'm not trying to tell you a bedtime scary story or anything. I always use Josh Allen as an example, right? Josh Allen and the Bills were this close 4 years ago, man. Surely it was going to come. It still might yet. It might. But it hasn't yet. And I think anybody 4 years ago would have thought, oh, the Bills are going to win a Super Bowl or two, right?
Yeah.
They're going to win a Super Bowl
fair,
or two.
Like this year with the Bills, they lost a ton in free agency, but they caught a break. Tua was out. The Dolphins are cooked.
Mm-hmm.
The path for them to win the division looks like it's pretty laid out there for them.
Yep.
If they don't win the division, shame on them. Which, again, obviously aids you, but it doesn't guarantee you anything. Doesn't guarantee you, as we're going back to the discussion now. Greg Rounds, I remember Neil saying after the conference championship game, we would probably experience one more heartbreak before we win it all. It's harder now than it was last year. And that I think we're all forgetting that right now. Look at our schedule. Look at the Packers schedule.
Yep.
This is but I'm not complaining about it. We knew this going in.
Right.
We knew this going in, everybody. That's why this league is so addicting to us. That's why we can't get enough, because it's supposed to be hard for the good teams. And it's a little less hard for the middle of the road teams. And it's even less hard for the bottom of the road teams. Like that's how this league is set up for this. All right, I want to do this, Spenny. I want to take the break now because I want to talk about this second half. I've been talking about, we're going to get to it. We're going to do the, in honor of Sean Belizean, what did you see in the NFL coming up at about 12:36? We have to talk about Malik Willis winning games.
The fact that name, just around here, how much Woodward
His
Sports
QBR
has discussed.
is sky high.
I bet it is.
Sky high.
Don't F this up.
But I just thought that dude was going to fade away and the name would go with it. But no, Malik Willis will
He's
be
beating the team that dropped him.
It'll be a lightning rod at Woodward Sports
it's a
to
low
the
bar.
end of time.
It's a low bar.
Maz is walking. Maz is sauntering in here today. Saunter.
Will Levis. Well, it's his. He was. There was no way he could lose. He loves Will Levis. He loves Malik Willis.
He loves the Packers.
Loves the Packers.
And the Cowboys and the Giants.
All right.
And the
All
Jets.
right, that's it.
And sometimes the Lions.
KDK Law, everybody. Hey, let's get serious for a second right now. If you're going through child custody, if you're going through divorce, if you're going through any type of family law, you guys know that it's serious. You're probably losing sleep, and guess what? Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law have 24/7 availability. 10 years in the game as well. They know how this stuff plays out. Scan the QR code on your screen right now. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you, and KDK Law will pay your filing fee. Stop losing sleep over this stuff. Get your own team together. KDK Law right here in Birmingham. They will have your back.
And if you are losing sleep, you should hit up Sabbath Coffee Roasters.
Hey.
Fuel your Lions fandom with the perfect cup and become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters. Whether you're gearing up for a big game or savoring a quiet morning, Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to SabbathCoffeeRoasters.com. Choose your favorite roast. Use code word Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Awaken, unwind, support local, and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. And Jared Goff.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out PremierPetSupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody!
What happens when you run a great business for over 50 years? You expand and offer more products to more people. That's exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. Same great service the customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue, just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today and find the brand you want at LesStanford.com. Les Stanford, together. Let's drive.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Sean Belize, KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread. And get your thoughts out there. We're going to go around the NFL coming up. What did you see in the NFL in honor of Sean Belizean? When Sean's not here, it's around the NFL. But when Sean is here, it's what did you see? Because it's the same segment. It was stolen directly from him.
That's all right.
By me.
It's fine. You have my permission.
Well, I'm weird in this town because, I just admit when I steal shit from people.
Huh. I wish there'd be more people like that. We could have a conversation about that one day. I think you know that. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest about it, no doubt. All right, Sean, the second half. It's time to have that convo. There was a lot of criticism about it. And look, here's my interpretation of it from what I watched. I'm not an NFL coach. I'm not a coordinator. I do notice things in game flow, though, by the nature of being a play-by-play guy. You see the game a little bit differently, but not a ton differently. Because as a play-by-play guy, you're watching the ball all the time. But you do notice some things in game flow. Here's what I noticed. I want to bounce it off you. Spenny, feel free to chime in. You know ball. I had to give the Cardinals a lot of props defense. Did you notice in the second half, their pass rush, they really, out of nowhere, they started stunting and twisting. It was very, very apparent. The interception that they had on Goff, you could totally tell that was a film study interception.
No question.
That if they ran that defensive set 100 times, that linebacker would never drop back into the spot he did, but it worked. And they got the pick. And it's just, for me, Sean, the second half thing that people were getting upset about, I didn't get as upset about it yesterday because even though they didn't score, you know what they did do? They possessed the ball. They got a first down or two. They kept it for 4 to 5 minutes at a time. And if you guys know, I am big on game flow. It wasn't like the Cardinals were bumping and grinding up and down the field.
Yo.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. It's, you know this, Sean. Game flow has an impact on games. It got into that where both defenses kind of dug in a little bit, and that was going to be the pace of the game. I don't buy it. I think the Cardinals were very, very good defensively in the second half, and that had more of an impact on the Lions' offense than anything.
You know what it comes back to? I think it comes back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the show. And honestly, at no point in time in that second half did I feel, uh-oh. And I'm not going to tell you how to feel, but the facts are facts. They were up by 10 points. But you know what? Can I get the doom and gloom crowds back for just a second? In a perfect world, yes, it would have been great if the Lions could have tacked on an extra touchdown. It would have been great if they even tacked on a couple field goals. You know, there's something to be said, Neil. 23-10, I don't feel as comfortable about because it's, still 2 scores. But you go to 24-10, God forbid you go to 26-10, then you're kind of sitting back going, okay, this is going to be chill out afternoon. But you know what it comes back to, and I couldn't agree with you more. It was more about what the Cardinals were doing than anything else. You know what it comes back to is the old bit that each one of us have heard it. Maybe you've even verbalized it is, why doesn't Ben Johnson make adjustments in the third quarter? And we've seen that so many times. And the reality is, it's how the defense reacts to what you're doing that kind of sets the tempo in the third quarter. Is it a Ben Johnson problem? If you want to make that argument, fine. But you see it all over the National Football League. You come out with the game plan. The defense has a chance to look at what you're doing, look at what you want to do, and then they adjust accordingly. So I think summarily, people have turned that into a Ben Johnson problem. Is that a Ben Johnson problem, or is that a National Football League reality? Yeah. But we're going to continue to hear it until the Lions have one of those third quarters where they come out and say, oh, no. This is a close game, but you know what we're going to do? Boom, we're going right down the field. Here's your heavy dose of Montgomery, and then we're gonna give you the value menu, okay? A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. We go in the end zone, and then you turn that game into a 27-10, 30-10, 34-10. We're going to continue to have these conversations, but that's the reality. But I can't stress this enough. Me, personally, okay? And I'm not going to tell you how you should feel. I wasn't worried in that third quarter. I wasn't. I wasn't at all.
It's the same thing with, like, the Lions' inability to stop a running quarterback. Like, you hear that a lot. Like, oh, the Lions can't stop running quarterbacks. They're no good. Nobody can stop running. Like, that is literally giving you an extra player that the defense can't account for. There's a reason why so many teams want running quarterbacks, because they're hard to cover. It's not something the Lions just do poorly. It's just something that's hard to do in the NFL.
But you know what happens 90% of the time? The running quarterback stops himself.
Yeah.
Like when Kyler Murray steps back, throws into double coverage, and hits Kirby Joseph in the chest.
Right, because they tried to speed up the tempo.
And they do it time after time after time. Lamar Jackson stops himself. That's how it works. And I know you don't see that on SportsCenter. You don't see that on NFL primetime, which I still do watch on occasion.
I still enjoy it.
The music.
I do.
It's the music.
I do.
The music makes NFL primetime. But I digress.
For all the things that ESPN does wrong, and we could sit here for the next 10 minutes talking about all the wrongs, that's still right, and I don't care what anybody says. Game day's still right. I'm sorry. Yeah. And maybe I'm just a creature of habit, and it's been part of my life for so long. I don't know. I still dig College Game Day. I still think there's not a better way.
I turn it on when it comes on for the theme song.
Right. I still think that there. Now, am I all in like I used to be? No, I'm not. I'm not all in. And when Tom Rinaldi comes with his sad eyes and does his sad story about dreams deferred, I usually flip the station at that time. But they still do it right, and I feel the same way. It's just. Maybe, Neil, guys like us are creatures of habit. Guys like, I don't know, Spenny and maybe you, KG, maybe you didn't grow up that way where prime time was part of your nightly experience. Right, it really was.
It was when I was coming.
Okay, so, maybe you leave it on, but no, I'm with you. But, boy, you bring up Lamar Jackson, right? You see that shit show against the Cowboys? I mean, that was... They let the Dallas Cowboys back in that game, man. Make no mistake about it. They did. So I'm not so sure about that team, the Ravens. I'm not so. People want to put them on a pedestal right now. I'm not so sure about
He's
that.
at the exit of the highway, I think, that Jared Goff is at right now, where the only thing left is to go win a Super Bowl. He's got his MVPs, and that's it, Sean. There is literally nothing else for Lamar Jackson to do. And now he gets the same grace that we talked about with the Lions.
Right.
It doesn't matter how he gets in. He's got to go win. That's it. That's all. He's got the money. He's got the MVPs. He's had success. That's all that's left.
2 weeks in a row, I watched them, and last week it's because I had a vested interest in that. That was my pick of the week and everything. How they blew that game to the Raiders and subsequently did nothing offensively. Nothing offensively was mind-boggling. It was the Raiders. And they did everything right for a period of time against the Cowboys yesterday. And then you know what? The same thing creeped in. I don't know if you guys were watching that. It was like, okay, what happened to Baltimore? They aren't doing Dick. And here comes Dak doing Dak things, making people think that this year is going to be different than the previous 30 years with the Dallas Cowboys. And it's interesting to see that. But again, I can't stress this enough, bringing it back to the Lions. A lot of times, some of the things that people are bitching about are things that you see league-wide, man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow, wait a second. A defense adjusts to what the offense is showing them?
Right.
When did that happen?
This number one receiver is making big-time catches against the Lions secondary. Wow.
That's incredible.
What's wrong with us?
Yeah.
No, it is. I mean, that is exactly it. It's just the second half thing yesterday was not a thing to me.
Yeah.
The Cardinals drive Mercedes too.
No, they do.
Or, what, Cybertrucks or whatever. They drive those things too, everybody.
Definitely Cybertrucks now.
Yeah.
And they changed what they were doing, and it worked. And they studied their film, they created a turnover, but guess what? It wasn't good enough, and it was never not going to be. They were never not going to lose that game, Sean. I think the fans, not all of you, but some of you are way undervaluing this win. Road wins in the NFL with double-digit second half leads where you close down the club. Which is what they did. They turned the lights on. Yeah. They turned the lights on, and they went and took it. At the end of the game when it was winning time, they went and took it. And they turned the lights in the club on, and they had already called last call on that pass to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Before they threw that pass, they're like, last call time, everyone. They completed the pass, and then there you go. And they turned the lights on in the club, and they said, hey, you got to go.
I think the Cards are pretty good. I do. I said it yesterday, and I'm going to say it again. But here's part of the problem in the National Football League today, right? They had the wow factor just a week ago. Mm-hmm. They pounded the Rams. So everybody's opinion of the Rams changed in an instant. Mm-hmm. Everybody put the Cards here. Everybody put the Rams there. But again, being the National Football League, you have the Rams who look like dog shit for a vast majority of that game yesterday. And then all of a sudden the Rams find a way to get it done and get their first win in Frisco. Excuse me, it was in L.A. But against Frisco, the defending NFC champions. So now all of a sudden, in the span of a week, what I see is the Cardinals have now gone like this, and the Rams have gone like this. But that's the National Football League, man. It's like there are so many teams that week in, week out are stuck on that elevator. I've used this term for a long time. There's an NFL elevator, whether you want to believe it or not. There is. And there are the teams that are always going to be, for a 3 or 4 year span, 4, 5, 6 wins. Then you have a giant group of teams that are anywhere from maybe 6 to 11 wins, right? And you could go like this, and you see it week by week. But then you have that rarefied air of teams like the Kansas City Chiefs and like the Detroit Lions who are in the penthouse. And it's a question of, are we going to roll with 11, 12, 13, God forbid 14? So that's what you see each and every week. But I think those people that live in the moment get into that, Neil. I mean, just a few days ago, well, look what the Cardinals did against the Rams. We had to squeak by the Rams. But now that the Lions, in a workmanlike way, dispatch the Cardinals in their club, shut the club down, as Neil Rule said, now all of a sudden we're going to diminish that win? Come on, man, at least be consistent.
And here's where the Cardinals, this is how fickle the NFL stuff is. And that's why I laugh about the fear of the Minnesota Vikings, that's newfound fear of the Vikings and Sam Darnold. The Cardinals are 1-2 now. They got the Commanders coming in next week. They have to win that game. They have to, because they're at San Fran and at the Packers the following 2 weeks. If they lose that Commanders game, it's over. It's over.
I don't want it. Like
over.
I don't want to diminish the Vikings because it's. I think that's the easy play to do. But let's not crown them yet either. Okay. That cute little start, nice win yesterday. I was pleasantly surprised. I should say, if I was a Viking fan, at what they were doing defensively in particular. But I mean, KG, we were talking about it earlier. They look good, but I'm not going to crown them, and I'm not going to flush them down the toilet just yet.
No, absolutely not. And I guess the only pushback I would say is in regards to the second half stuff with the Lions. I think it's more so a problem when we have the lead, because most times coming out of the half, we do have the lead. And we have seen this problem rear its ugly head before, and I would even dare to say it has cost us games at times. Now, I do understand they are an NFL team on the other side and things of that nature, but I think Ben Johnson just needs to get a little bit better at managing second halves when we have the lead. Because when you got your opponent on the ropes, you got to take them out. We all know that in the NFL. You got a team down, a little insurance, even a field goal insurance policy yesterday, and it's like, okay, this thing is wrapped up. But the fact that it was kind of one score going towards the end, it's just something that I think we should pay attention to. Not something we should worry about, but just something to keep an eye on, because this has happened in the past.
No, listen, and it's almost like the conversation we had about a half hour ago. Oh, yes, of course I want the number one seed. Yes,
right.
yes.
Yes, I want to win 31-10.
Yes,
of course.
I would have liked an additional 10 points. I would have. It would have been great if they came out and all of a sudden 20-10 became 27-10. And then you get a stop and you even tack on a field goal. And then it's 30-10 and I'm packing a dip just sitting at home loving life. You know?
Right.
Yeah, perfect world. But at the end of the day, it didn't happen.
They got the win, and that's what matters.
They got the W.
Yeah.
You know?
All right, when we come back, my favorite segment. What did you see in the NFL yesterday? I love talking about this because there's just a ton of different ways you can go. You can take a look at, the big bad Chicago Bears. Oh, we've moved on. We're no longer scared of the Bears. We're scared of the Vikings now.
I'm filling in for Pete on Ermanni and Edwards today. No joke. I just downloaded 30 graphics. Yeah. I'm not even joking.
Why?
I don't know.
All right, let's do the break.
Damn. All right. Randy Wise. Let me tell you about Randy Wise. If you want to golf with celebrities like Braylon Edwards, Darren McCarty, Calvin Johnson.
Where would you play golf with Braylon Edwards?
At the Michigan Golf Course.
Oh!
Yeah, you can do that with Randy Wise. Randy Wise, not like those other guys, but for real, shout out to Randy Wise for hooking us up all summer, taking us to cool places, putting us in situations where I definitely shouldn't be. Shout out to Randy Wise. If you need a card truck today, make the wise decision and go with Randy Wise. And let me tell you about the watch party and the post game show live at Hayes Social. I'm not going to be there again this week because we're doing the pregame show from Second Best. But Hayes Social, live watch party, post-game show, presented by New Holland Brewing Company, Taller Long Drink, Tangerine Space Machine, all that good stuff, Sabbath Coffee Roasters, Soroki Crispy Chicken and Pizza, and 1800 Tequila. It is doing Lions coverage better than anybody in the state. We're Woodward Sports.
At Planet Fitness, you can get everything you need for just $1 down.
Try out Planet Fitness and dang, they got lots of equipment.
Not me getting a Planet Fitness membership just for the 24-hour perk.
Hey, y'all better get on these free fitness training sessions from Planet Fitness.
Did y'all know that the PF app has workouts you can do at home? Cheapest therapy I can find is Planet Fitness.
Join Planet Fitness today and get everything you need for just $1 down. $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Thursday, July 18th.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Detroit sports. Make sure you listen to Ermanni and Edwards with Maz next 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. on the Woodward Sports Network.
Just in time for football, Soroki Crispy Chicken and Pizza is debuting their new wings. They are going with the lemon pepper. They are going with the buffalo. They got barbecue. There's 7 different flavors you could choose from.
They got a Soroki wing, too.
Soroki's wings. They're the best. Make sure you tap in. Find a Soroki's near you at Sorokis.com.
The ones with the Soroki sauce?
They brought out an army of Soroki's food yesterday.
I'm mad I couldn't be up there with y'all, man.
The Nashville chicken tenders, Sean, the wings, the lemon pepper. Oh, my God.
Yeah, them lemon peppers go
Guys,
crazy,
look,
too.
I've told you this before.
I hate this time. I told you why every time. Like it's like Soroki's comes out right now. I just want to eat.
Yeah.
Sean, look, I'm real with the people, right? I know they're sponsors. The taller long drink from New Holland is my favorite drink in the world.
You slammed 3 of them on the pregame
I'm
show.
right there with you.
I probably would have never tried them if New Holland wasn't a sponsor.
Yeah.
So shout out New Holland. I will never whatever happens with the relationship with New Holland,
You a customer.
I'm a customer forever.
Fact.
I don't think enough is being said about in our hour of need yesterday. Neil Rule was an absolute hero. His
you missed this, Benny.
His heroic activity yesterday. We will be singing songs about it for many years.
He got a little bougie yesterday.
We will tell our children about it, that in our hour of need, how Neil Rule threw his mighty fist down on the table.
First time ever.
For what? Long drinks?
He said no.
He demanded Pete go and find long drinks.
You go in that room. I don't care what they're saving it for. I am going full Ermanni and Edwards. I want those drinks in here now.
I did.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
And Pete, when they got the motherfuckers,
Spenny, I'm not joking. I was in such awe. I was sitting there like this. And then 45 seconds later, I had one in my hand, and I still had my mouth open, coincidentally.
Right,
going like that,
Yep.
drinking that long drink because Neil had enough. In our moment of need,
Yes.
our darkness,
Right.
Neil said no.
Yep.
It's like Neo, no. Just like that.
I got something
All
to
of a
take
sudden-
home, too.
all of
I
a sudden-
appreciate you.
If you want me to sell it, then bring it out now.
Now.
Yeah.
Now. Get it out here now. I know there's some in the back. Go get it.
It
I know it's here.
It was a wonderful moment.
There's a case of them in the back. I know it. He's like, well, it's sealed. I don't care.
Right.
Open it.
Pete went and got him.
New
too.
Holland Brewing
He put him on the
pregame
rocks.
show.
He put him on the
And
rocks.
what Neil said, Neil legitimately said, I'll take the heat. I'll take the heat.
Yeah.
I don't see any damn heat in this room today.
No.
So now you know, Neil, diva works. Go
Yeah.
full diva all the time,
I
man.
hate that.
Neil
Go
was that
full
guy.
diva all the time.
How many graphics for Ermanni and Edwards?
It was like 32.
Hey, can someone in the chat, if you guys are watching E&E,
Count the
someone
number of
please
graphics.
count the number of graphics that they get to, please, and report back tomorrow. Low key, don't say anything about it. Like, don't go in there chatting anything and talk about it. Just low key.
Right.
This is like a.
This is us thing.
This
A
is
big
us.
D.
This is for us. This
Right.
is for our community. Everybody, we're tighter than everybody else. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna just throw them up at random times. Man, we talking about Michigan. I'll just put a Tigers graphic.
Right. Just to get it off. Right.
Absolutely. So somebody please do it. All right. Just
Yes.
count the graphics and report back.
Holy
all right. In
shit.
honor of Sean Belesian, this is a segment that I stole from him from his long media career. Back when I was, a younger buck, I would listen to his show, and one of my favorite things in the world he would do, and it's so simple. On Mondays, what did you see in the NFL?
Yeah.
It's classic Sean Belesian, which i.e. has become classic Neil Rule. I take the simple. I don't need 30 graphics. I just need the scoreboard from the NFL yesterday and say, what did you see in the NFL? So, Sean, in honor of you, what did you see in the NFL yesterday?
Wait, is there a song he has to play or something? Or
I
is
can
there
throw
a
some-
graphic he has to get up?
Yeah, I was just about to say.
Oh, we got one?
Stealing Ermanni and Edwards graphic. 1 second. Let me get this in here. It's not. Never mind. It's not even working.
All right. Well, good. Hey,
Rip.
no,
Yep.
that's BS. You just did that
I
on our
tried.
show to make sure it was cool, and then now you're going to get the bugs out and it'll work for E&E.
Of
Sean,
course.
what'd you see in the NFL?
Mike
yesterday?
Tomlin.
It's the Mike Tomlin minute.
It is.
Mike Tomlin.
Blazing.
Year after year after year, we see it, Neil. Everybody and their brother talking about Coach Harbaugh. No disrespect, no slander on his name. You have to like what he's done so far. But surely with a healthy Justin Herbert, they were going to go into Pittsburgh and they were going to wall up on the Steelers. And Mike Tomlin, year after year after year, you don't know how he does it. The quarterbacks change, the running backs change, the wide receivers change. Dude continues to produce solid teams. I can't say. Now, again, hey, listen, are the Steelers going to win the Super Bowl? Nah, they're not going to win the Super Bowl. You are always in it, though. You are always in it with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, that is how a quality franchise runs. And, man, I'm going to say it again. We talked about this in the pregame show yesterday, KG. Mm-hmm. Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin. Think about that.
Yeah.
That goes back to 1960-something.
Mm-hmm. The way the Packers are blessed with quarterbacks, right? The Steelers are blessed with coaches.
Right? I mean, you're talking 1960-something. It is
Before
insanity.
Now.
Yeah, I mean, it's
now.
insane. Total tip of the cap, man. But that's what jumps out to me. I don't want to steal anybody else's thunder. Sorry, that was mine today. Mike Tomlin Appreciation Minute.
Justin Fields, 25 of 32, 245, a touchdown and a pick. And
see it coming.
They won by double digits. It's what they do. Yep. It's their identity.
Chargers was up early in that game, too.
Russell Wilson, as I said yesterday on the pregame show, just retire. Retire. You are just
he might be going to Miami.
Yeah.
Wherever he goes.
Did you see that? There's some rumors out there about maybe Miami should make a play for Russell Wilson because, as you rightfully pointed out yesterday, the man's playing for free.
He's playing for free.
Yeah.
I'll never understand it.
I know these are bottom feeder teams, but the Panthers, maybe it was Bryce Young. Andy Dalton, what the hell was that?
The Red Rifle comes in and goes to work on the Raiders.
That? Maybe it was Bryce Young. That's all I got.
That's a good point. Wow.
Maybe it was him.
Maybe it was.
What a shock. Like, honestly, what a like, he's one of those guys, and it's kind of funny. Like, one day we should have some fun with that. Go around the league and play a game of, did you have any clue this man was still in the league?
Yeah.
Because Andy Dalton's kind of one of those, he's still around, really?
Yeah, he's getting to that point, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
He went to work.
Yeah, that's I told you.
319 and 3 tutties.
It was Bryce Young the whole time.
First quarterback in the NFL to have over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns this year.
Jesus.
Andy Dalton.
Just like everybody thought.
It was Bryce Young the whole time.
27-7 going into the fourth quarter. It was a wrap.
The whole time.
Maybe he's the modern day Fitzmagic because there's another guy. Fitzmagic was a guy. He'd have his magic, then he'd disappear for a couple of years, and then when he'd come back, he'd go, all right, seriously, I didn't even know he was still in the league. No, and then he'd do it again, and he did it like 2 or 3 times after that. Maybe he's the new Fitzmagic. I don't know.
Spenny, you see anything?
Sorry, I'm doing more.
Oh, no, that's all right.
Yeah.
You're getting ready for Ermanni.
Are the Saints who we thought they were?
I literally am.
Yeah. No, I know. He's getting ready for E&E.
He's got to make graphics.
The Saints is one thing. I'll say this. Like, we were joking about it before, and I do joke about it and laugh about it. It is time. It's time for Jameis Winston and the Jameis Winston experience in Cleveland. It is time, everybody.
Yes.
It is time. And no joking aside.
No, this is real. Deshaun Watson is a dumpster fire. I'm sorry.
It's over.
He's not good.
And I don't understand. They did a cap conversion on his contract to add a couple of years of responsibility on it. I don't understand. He was 21 for 37 for $196. Had 2 touchdowns and no interceptions, but at no point were they a threat to win that football game.
Not at all. I saw him on his back a lot.
So. They were down 21-7 at halftime. Daniel Jones went in there, and that's what it was. And in the chat, Lems31M, Malik Neighbors is a dude. Yes. Malik Neighbors is a
Malik
dude.
Neighbors is cold.
And I was skeptical. I'll raise my hand and say I was skeptical.
Well, look who's throwing him the ball. Of course. You had reason to be skeptical.
Well, it wasn't even that. It was more like it didn't seem like a good fit. It didn't seem like it serviced a need that the Giants had.
Yeah.
But I guess it did.
They haven't had a receiver in quite some time.
They have Ermanni Tumor.
Right.
That's what it is.
Plaxico.
But it is time. It's time for the Jameis Winston experience. And Sean, do I want it for personal reasons? Yes. Do I want it because he's going to come in and throw for 440 and 5 touchdowns and 4 interceptions that first day? Yes, he's going to. But the Browns are going to win 46-42. That's how it's going to go. And then the next game, he's going to throw for 338 and 4 with 2 picks, and the Browns are going to win that game too. And then you're going to pick him up in fantasy, and he's going to be 7 for 22 for 94 yards and 4 picks. You don't know what he's going to do.
Isn't it funny that, and it reminds you again, there are no guarantees in the National Football League because not that long ago, a lot of people thought that the Lions and the Browns were the two teams to watch. I mean, seriously, think about that. And there were even jokes last year. Lions, Browns, Super Bowl coming up.
I know, right?
Remember all that stuff? It shows you again how to build a franchise and how not to build a franchise because the Browns are a debacle right now. They
were
really
desperate when they did that.
Yep.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Michael Daniel, one of the best seasons in a while for the Tigers. No mention of them. We talked about him in the open.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a nap now. Have a nice day, Detroit. Let's go Tigers. If they sign a left-handed first baseman, Michael, then we will cut in. We will cut in and we'll talk about him.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That is exactly right. No, I do. I want to see it. DNC ENT, Juwan Jennings is the real wide receiver one for San Francisco. They lost.
They did. The Rams, the decimated Rams.
I told you I couldn't believe what I was watching. That was one of those, like when I flipped that on, because you keep track obviously. I think that the cool thing about the Lions right now, I'm not keeping track for Stafford reasons. I'm keeping track because it's the Niners and it's the Rams. And like for the Rams to come back the way they did and win the way they did, it's the National Football League, man. And I don't talk to me, Frisco. Don't talk to me about injuries. I don't want to hear it. I've lived it 1,000 times. Welcome to the National Football League, man.
They injure every damn year.
It happens. Exactly. Yeah. Don't talk to me.
The other thing for me, Malik Willis.
Matt LaFleur in my Stephen A. voice.
Yeah.
Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Matt LaFleur and KOC.
He's like 12 of 14 every game.
Don't
he led the Packers in rushing yesterday. He was thrown in the dumpster.
Yeah.
By everybody. Now he's winning games for the Packers.
He is.
And it pisses me off.
He is the new version of a game manager, 2.0. He's a game manager that has legs.
6 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown yesterday. They murdered the Titans. Now, obviously, Will Levis stinks. We all know that.
Man.
It's amazing.
Man.
It's
his
really,
coach is going to have a heart attack for the end of this year.
It is. You have to ask yourself that. He's bad.
Mm-hmm. Will Levis sucks.
He is bad, man.
I said he's like Josh Allen without being good.
No, for real.
It is really though. But you have to give LaFleur credit for putting Willis in the don't fuck this up offense.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what it is. We're not asking you to do too much, man. Just don't fuck it up. And that's. I can do that, and it worked out well. So I don't think, I know there are going to be some people that are going to want to take a victory lap about it or anything, but good on him, man. Good on him to bounce back.
I do enjoy that.
Yeah, so do I.
The world was against this man.
That's true. I told you, that's why I love Josh Allen. And I still do. I mean, whether people want to admit it or not, that guy was annihilated coming out of Wyoming. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the draft beatniks, it'll never work. Look at his style, etc. Yeah. Phillip Rivers was another guy. As crazy as it sounds, remember when Phillip Rivers? We're showing our age, but Phillip Rivers, he can't last like
we're
that.
throwing motion. Yeah.
I thought it was cool, man.
Yeah.
You knew what you were going to get out of Phillip Rivers at the end of the day. But dude put together a solid career and bucked what literally everybody was saying about him.
Mm-hmm. Last one from me here. Caleb Williams v. Anthony Richardson. If this is the future of the NFL, I'm out.
You out, Neil?
This is the second time the Anthony Richardson thing. I did it when he played Will Levis.
They didn't look good.
And I know what I saw that day, and it's been confirmed, and it stayed confirmed. And you know where I stand on Caleb Williams. 2 picks, lost a fumble as well. Took him 52 throws to throw for 360 yards, which is his paltry 7 yards per pass, because that's how he operates. And through all that passing yardage, they had 3 points in the fourth quarter still. He stinks.
I know this is kind of, we didn't mean it, but a de facto, are you new to this game thing? I wish that we would learn these lessons so we don't have to have these conversations again. The hype about the Bears this offseason was mind-boggling. He's a rookie quarterback, and they still aren't that good. And yet the hype train, and a lot of it, let's be honest, happens to come with the dumb show and all of that stuff. But come on, man, this is the National Football League. It doesn't work like that.
And just for the record, I never said that they would be a playoff team. I thought he would look better than this just because of how insulated he is. But yeah, it's looking rough, man.
I just noticed the time.
We missed the break.
Yeah, we just do these breaks or do this reads and leave.
Sound good.
All right.
All right, that's fair then. Let's do it. Good show, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Really enjoyed it.
See you
Planet
soon.
Fitness, by the way, we're live at the Planet Fitness studios. You guys know what it is with Planet Fitness. Over 50 Metro Detroit locations, over 2,600 of them in and around the world, folks. The Black Card issue, $24.99 a month. You go to any Planet Fitness in the world. No, how do you want it? How do you want to do your workouts? You cardio like me? Tons of treadmills, the steppers. I don't get it down on the steppers a lot. Tons of ellipticals. I don't do the ellipticals at all. But I pound out some miles on those treadmill, and there's always one open. You Spencer Raxter, you getting in lifting, claying those weights around, you can do that too. They got the 30-minute circuit. They got stretch stations, which I'm in now. And I'm liking it, man. Like, I feel more loose. I feel better when I wake up. I really am enjoying it. Planet Fitness, I've been a member for over 3 years. I'll never be a member at another gym. That is a fact. Some of you paying $100 a month for your gym. Why? PlanetFitness.com, or just pull in the parking lot. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
What about
And
Dr. Pierce?
The guy that got me turned on to the stretch station at Planet Fitness is Dr. Jeff Pierce. He's our injury insider. He sits down. He talks injuries in sports with us. Also gives you some recommendations of what you can do in your everyday life for us weekend warriors out there. And if you got that injury that's bugging you, Dr. Jeff Pierce can help. He saved Darren McCarty's career. D-Mac sat here and said it to you. So again, Dr. Jeff Pierce, that is the move. Scan the QR code on the screen. Give him a call. Tell him we sent you, as a matter of fact. Powered by the Michigan Sports and Spine Center and MRI of Southfield. For Sean Belizian, for Spencer Raxter, for KG, I'm Neil Rule. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy. Well, see you later.